is Tata, and welcome to the Testing Time Plus Show. It is Monday, August 26, 2024, and tonight I'll be talking about Monday Night Raw. But joining me for this review is none other than Michael 101591.
How you doing, guys? How you all doing tonight? Glad to join Datila once again for another Monday Night Raw review with her.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure having you. All right, let's kick things off talking about Uncle Howdy's in-ring debut. He actually main evented against Chad Gable, and honestly thought this was a really great main event. I think that Chad Gable really shined in this main event. I think he definitely showed that he's got potential for a title pick, a singles title. Uncle Howdy, I think he did a great job paying homage to Bray Wyatt with this. So I dug that. But more so this was about Uncle Howdy more than anything. And I really liked the presentation of Uncle Howdy in all of this. I thought it was really great. Uncle Howdy getting the win with the Sister Abigail, despite the fact that American Made did their best to interfere in this match.
Yeah, I thought this was a good match as well. Of course, this was Uncle Howdy's in-ring debut on Monday Night Raw tonight. And I thought it was a good showcasing for Uncle Howdy or Bo Dallas. It's been a while since he's been in the ring. He showed no signs of ring rust, which was good. And the presentation of Uncle Howdy here, I thought, was pretty good.
Definitely. I'm curious to see what is the end goal of this feud with American Made. I don't think it should lead to American Made splitting up. I definitely would like to see American Made go on to win the tag title as a women's title, and Chad Gable to win singles title. So, but I think this is a great first feud.
Yeah, I think so too. I was gonna say Uncle Howdy with the whole white wig and all like that. I'm like, it looks like a mop. It's just put the wig in a mop bucket and just scrub the floor with it. That they should have Uncle Howdy they should braid the wig up just like how they did for Bray. I think that would suit him much better.
Yeah, definitely. But overall, this was great.
Yeah, it was a good main event.
Mm-hmm. So, Monday Night Raw kicked off with the Judgment Day promo. I have to say, one of the things that I did like about this was that both Carlito and Dominic spoke in Spanish, and I think that was so hilarious that the crowd still booed him. But anywho, I hate the fact that this is a typical opening segment. You use this to set up a match type of thing. I completely forgot that the LWO was on Raw. I was like, why the hell are they here? Aren't they on SmackDown? But I forgot they were on Raw. That's how long
they're
been. And where the hell has Dragon Lee been?
I said, oh, finally they found Dragon Lee.
Right? I was not a huge fan of this. I'm just so over the feud with Dom and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I'm so over it as well. Just the whole thing with Rey and Dominic. It's just over long, and I'm so over it.
Yeah, we all know it's gonna lead to a final match between them, but it's taking a long time to get there.
Please just move on from Rey and Dominic. Why do we keep circling back to having a match with the both of them?
See, I don't mind them revisiting it if it's gonna be the end, the final match between them. But the fact that they keep revisiting and they're still not, the final match is just
I know, I saw us, I'm like, what is so different with them competing here than the other times that we've seen them compete? And now Dominic has 2 wins over his father.
You're jumping ahead a little bit. So we got so this is into the 8-man tag match, the LWO versus Judgment Day. I did like when they catapulted, was it Joaquin Wilde? Yeah. When they catapulted Wilde on, I thought that was a really cool spot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you mentioned, Dom pinned Rey Mysterio, so now he's got 2 wins over him. Judgment Day win this. Rhea and Damian Priest come out and attack Judgment Day. I really think she did the riptide to JD and the South of Heaven to Carlito. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's too soon. I kind of feel like they go back and forth here. How is it that Rhea and Damian Priest, when there's only 2 of them, can take down, like, at least, like, the Judgment Day? You get me?
Yeah.
Like, they should showcase Judgment Day like they were before, like, as a dominant faction, have them beat the crap out of Rhea and Damian.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So.
But overall, I thought the opening segment was just very mid, in my opinion. But the match itself, I'm like, at first when the match came on, I'm like, oh, I don't care for this. But as it progressed, I'm like, hey, it's a decent match.
Yeah,
it was.
It was a decent match. I will say that. So we get a Miz interview, and I like how he brings up the fact that he's had a bad couple weeks. He brings out Awesome Truth losing the tag titles, Bronson Reed taking out R-Truth, and him not competing in his hometown at SummerSlam. And one thing that he says that caught my attention was when he says that every time he does to try to root thing, try to do the right thing, it goes wrong. So I wonder if they're slowly building to a Miz heel turn again.
I think so.
I think so too, because I do think that Awesome Truth isn't going to be long term. I definitely do think it was it was for WrestleMania, and give R-Truth his WrestleMania moment. But yeah, I think that
they're still keeping them together.
Yeah, and I think it's only a matter of time before they split up again.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of splitting up teams, the New Day, interesting choice of attire. Was this a Green Lantern inspired?
It looks like Green Lantern inspired, though.
But interesting that Kofi Kingston wore the green one and Xavier Woods wore the black one.
It's kind of like Power Rangers, maybe, but different style.
I was like, that looks like Power Rangers, but I don't think that is. That
wasn't it wasn't the Rangers uniform.
Yeah, exactly. But anywho, I thought that was really interesting, that especially with all the tension that they've been teasing between Xavier and Kofi, I thought it was really interesting that Xavier was wearing black and Kofi Kingston was wearing green.
Mm-hmm.
So
all I just needed was the Rangers outfits.
So a potential split coming, I think.
Yeah. They've been teasing it.
They have. So we get the Pure Fusion Collective, and basically they're just talking about all the people they've taken out. Of course, this leads into the match, Damage Control versus Pure Fusion Collective. Damage Control comes out victorious after Selena Vega comes out and she cheap shots Sonya Deville. What are your thoughts on this? I did not
care for any of this.
It was an okay match.
Yeah.
So next weekend, Uncle.
I did for this match. I was on watching YouTube videos. That's how much I cared about this match.
Oh wow. Oh, we had an Uncle Howdy segment, and he's talking about a Frost Prophet and referring to Chad Gable, and how he accepts Chad Gable's challenge and invitation, and that it's more than a reckoning; it's a purge. So, like, dang, I don't think this feud's gonna end until they definitely destroy Chad Gable,
or until Chad Gable finally gets a win over the Y6. Video sponsored by Code Red.
That's funny. So we get a Drew McIntyre promo, and he's over here talking about CM Punk and about the bracelet and everything, that he's basically saying that it's the fans' fault that CM Punk is gonna get scars on his body. Now, I don't know if you saw on social media, but apparently CM Punk was under the ring. He was live streaming from under the ring
on Instagram. I did see it.
Getting ready to attack Drew McIntyre here.
I forgot to mention that in my review.
But CM Punk sneaks up on Drew McIntyre here, and he whips him with the strap, and he also whips the security. So I thought this was an interesting segment. I like this segment.
I liked it too. I like that Punk just came out there, attacked McIntyre from behind, and he did not say one word.
Same.
Which I thought that was good. Punk didn't have to say anything else.
I think him not saying anything definitely added to this segment.
He did most of his talking on Instagram while he was under the ring.
Yeah. So we get the IC title contenders tournament. It's Karrion Kross versus Kofi Kingston versus Jey Uso. But before we get into, I don't know if you saw this, but apparently it seems like Karrion Kross was talking to the Miz as Drew was walking to the ring.
I did not catch that.
I didn't either until I saw that picture and someone pointed it out on
You
Twitter.
know what I think it might lead to?
What?
Maybe not Xavier. Not Xavier was joining the Final Testament. Maybe they get the Miz to finally join in on the Final Testament.
That'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Chitty's World says, looking forward to Punk versus Drew. I hope they draw blood for this one. I'm looking forward to it too, but who knows? I don't think it's a strap match. They may or may not. I definitely do think for Hell in the Cell, though, at Bad Blood, I definitely do think they're going to draw blood for that one.
Oh, by far. They will. If they don't draw blood in that one, I don't know what they're doing.
So get like I said, Karrion Kross versus Kofi Kingston versus Jey Uso. So Jey Uso was victorious here, and it's interesting because even though he's main event Jey Uso, he has yet to win singles gold. He didn't win Money in the Bank. He's just been kind of just having matches and stuff.
He's Mr. Geek.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, sure, Jey Uso has won, but like, I honestly feel like they really didn't know what to do with Jey Uso by himself. That's what I feel like. That they just didn't know what to do with Jey, and basically now I think he's at the very end of his solo run because it's only a matter of time before he reunites with Jimmy.
Yeah, I think they just gave it to Jey because of how over he is, and possibly somebody different to, potentially have an Intercontinental Championship shot against Braun Breaker. That's not named Sami Zayn.
Yeah. So we get a Randy Orton promo, and I actually really like this promo. I really, really liked it. I like how he brought up the fact that, let me see, Jey is the most over guy on Raw, LOL. My guy is ready for an IC title run, but I think they're holding off for this bloodline war. Yeah, it definitely does seem that way.
And got to say, Karrion Kross ended up taking the pin in the match. So I'm like, once again, they're trying to bury Karrion Kross.
So, to this Randy Orton promo, I really like the fact that he brought up the fact that he was the youngest world heavyweight champion, who was 24. I like the fact that he unified both titles in his last name. He was the last person whose name was on the world title over 10 years ago. I like the fact that he mentioned Gunther is a legend in Berlin because, as we all know, Randy Orton used to be the Legend Killer, which is, till this day, still my all-time favorite Randy Orton gimmick.
I grew up with that gimmick of his.
Yeah, me too. That's why I really like the Legend Killer.
And his theme music was absolutely awesome. Hey, nothing you can say.
Hey, nothing you can say.
That was peak Randy Orton there.
Yeah. So I thought this was overall a really good promo. What did you think of this?
I thought it was a very good promo too, and it shows how over Orton is, because now when he comes out, people are singing along to his theme song, and like he is so over, with the crowd. A lot of people are saying that maybe at some point he will be going back to being a heel, but don't know when.
And Randy even alludes to that when he says that it took the fans 15 years to sing his music.
And I can't believe it's been 20 years since he won the World Heavyweight Championship.
Fuck, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I was in elementary school. Actually, I know I had just graduated in June, so I was getting ready to start 6th grade.
I was in the 8th grade.
I think to anybody watching, we apologize if we made you feel old. You might want to put an ice on your.
Hey, it's the good time. It's the good times of WWE during the Ruthless Aggression era.
Chitty says he's on your side, Michael. He's a Kross guy. His run in NXT was incredible.
Yeah, his NXT run was absolutely amazing, and the Fall and Pray, theme of his just sat good with him.
So you can thank the France crowd for that.
Thank you, France. You got Randy Orton over again.
Yeah, but this was great. I can't believe it's been over 20 years.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't even feel like 20 years.
Right? All right. But I don't think Randy Orton is winning at Bash in Berlin.
No way. Gunther's retaining.
Oh yeah.
But Randy Orton will get that shot sometime down the road.
Chitty saying, I'm older than both of you. I grew up with the early 90s and the next generation WWF.
I grew up with Attitude Era as well.
No, I mean he grew up before he was watching before the Attitude Era.
The good days of Macho Man, Randy Savage, Shawn Michaels. Next generation with Diesel, Kevin Nash, late great Scott Hall. Hey,
rest in peace. Rest in peace, Psycho Sid.
Rest in peace, Psycho Sid, yeah.
Today's episode of Raw was dedicated to Psycho Sid. We even got a Psycho Sid tribute package. Psycho Sid passed away today.
Yeah, very sad. Thoughts and prayers go out to his family.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Great wrestler he was.
Yes, he was a very great wrestler. All right. So next we get Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman. And this actually ended up being a lot better than I expected. I kind of thought they were going to do the whole usual gimmick, the ring, it was going to break. They didn't do that. This ended up becoming a parking lot brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they went out to a parking lot, and then Strowman did the tsunami on top of the hood of the car. I thought that was really epic.
You had the bulb in the car burst too.
I was 8 years old. Oh, for the debut of Raw? Oh, you're really doing your age.
93.
So then, if you remember Monday Raw, you must remember the Mighty Morphin when it was a cultural phenomenon.
I was still a kid when the Mighty Morphin cultural phenomenon happened.
I was 7 months old. Yeah, the light bulb broke on the hood on the car.
Yeah, you saw the spark in it too.
Yeah, and then Braun Strowman says he couldn't feel his fingers.
And then Michael Cole ended up saying Bronson Reed got up. I don't know how he got up from that, and he refused medical attention.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought this was very good, though.
Bronson is doing some great work here. Hope he keeps going. Yeah, definitely. I think that they're finally booking him really good. The way they've been showcasing him has been phenomenal.
Yeah, and they're actually making us care about Bronson Reed. Also, got to mention, if this match was, if the ring collapsed, this would have been the main event. But they reinforced the ring because if the ring broke, how would they continue with the show?
Yeah. And I think even Corey Graves alluded to that they had to reinforce the ring.
Mm-hmm.
This was a meat match.
Meat versus meat. Sponsored by Arby's. We have the meat.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
Big sweaty meat men.
So next we have the second IC contender match. It's The Miz versus Xavier Woods versus Pete Dunne. Overall, I think this was a pretty decent match. I think that everybody had a great showing, especially Xavier Woods. But neither him nor Kofi Kingston were victorious in their matches tonight. I thought with this, it would have been interesting if Kofi lost, but Xavier Woods won. So we didn't get that. So what are your thoughts on this and on neither Kofi nor Xavier winning their matches?
I thought this was a good match, and Xavier and Kofi not winning their matches, I'm like, that's good because it would have been way too predictable. Because they would, if Kofi and Xavier end up winning, they would be fighting together in the match, and you will only have like the next guy for next week, and the other guy just facing each other. So you know that Kofi and Xavier would be fighting each other in the final match.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that they didn't go that route because it would have been so predictable if they won.
Same. Alrighty, so we get a Braun Breaker interview, and he's just basically talking about how he really doesn't care who wins this tournament because he says the worst is yet to come. I really, really like the way that they're booking Braun Breaker, and I've said this before, and I hate making this comparison, but look at the way that they booked Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes being the number 1 draft pick for SmackDown, but the difference, the booking between them is like night and day.
One of my friends said that they should put Trick Williams back with Carmelo Hayes because I think Carmelo needs Trick because they were good together.
Whoop that Trick.
Yeah, because Carmelo is doing okay on SmackDown, but at some point, I'm like, he needs Trick Williams. And he really does, because I think Carmelo's getting lost in the shuffle. And he's not as over as he was when he was with Trick Williams.
Mm-hmm. All right. So next we get a Chad Gable promo. I honestly thought this was a really great promo by Chad Gable, saying that he was going to make Uncle Howdy tap out like an ordinary guy and that we're going to find out why he is American made. So I thought this was a really great promo by Chad Gable.
It really was. I enjoy it. Chad Gable knows how to cut a good promo.
He does. Why he hasn't won singles gold is beyond me.
Exactly.
And then last but certainly not least, you get a Terror Twins promo, which is Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. And they're just talking about how they're the bad guys because they didn't become a destructive force by being good guys. And that at the end, the devil comes for everybody. So, it seems like they paired them up, and that's their official name, the Terror Twins.
Yeah. I mean, I like the name of it. It's not bad.
Same. But I do think that they could be a formidable force together. I don't know how long this pairing is going to last. Probably until this version of the Judgment Day breaks up.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and stop right there because we already talked about the main event, which was Chad Gable versus Uncle Howdy. So on a scale from a 1 to Sean Spears' perfect 10, what would you rank tonight's show?
7 out of 10. I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a good show. As a go-home show, it did nothing to hype us up for Bash in Berlin this Saturday. Datila always says the main point of the go-home show is to make you want to check out the show, the premium live event. But, they haven't done that in years.
So normally when I rank a show, I always rank it from a scale from a 1 to Sean Spears' perfect 10. And I always go based on, especially on the go-home shows. I'm always harsher on the go-home shows because, as I've always said, the purpose of the go-home show is to sell you the pay-per-view. If you haven't watched Raw in weeks, this show should have got you excited for Bash in Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching Bash in Berlin regardless. you know?
I don't know about me, though, but we'll see.
But I just felt like this show didn't really do its job at making someone excited for Bash in Berlin. But overall, I did think it was a pretty decent show. Had this just been regular run-of-the-mill Raw,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, yeah, this is probably like a 7.5 at most. But this is a go-home show. So I normally don't do this, but just because I felt like this was such a decent episode, it doesn't really deserve kind of a low ranking. So I'm going to rank it, I'm going to do two separate ranks.
Okay.
Overall, I did enjoy this show. So in terms of quality, I'd give it a 7.5. Wasn't a huge fan of the opening segment.
I agree.
Damage Control versus Pure Fusion Collective was okay.
Mm.
You know. So. And then. So because of that, I give it a 7.5. Wasn't too bad of a show. But in terms of it being a go-home show, like I said, the go-home show is supposed to get you excited for the pay-per-view. This did not do its job. So, and because of that, I can't give this anything higher than a 4 in terms of a go-home show.
It's a new ranking system for Datila for these go-home shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Thanks.
because
keep up with them.
Only for the go-home shows. Just because I feel like this was such a decent episode, I didn't want to give it like such a low rating. But I do have to acknowledge, as a go-home show, I didn't think it did its job. Like, honestly, if I didn't know Bash in Berlin was on Saturday, I probably would have thought that this was just a regular episode of Raw.
Mm-hmm. They actually did announce matches during the show for next week for the Intercontinental Championship Noble Contenders Tournament. We're getting Sheamus versus Bronson Reed versus Ludwig Kaiser. That should be a banger, according to Sheamus.
Yeah.
Then the second match, Ilya Dragunov versus Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio. You already know who I want to win in that match.
Yeah.
And then Shayna Baszler versus Lena Vega, which snore.
Yeah. So, but overall, okay. So, where can people find you as we get ready to wrap up?
Well, you guys can find me at my channel here, Michael101591. I do WWE reviews, Monday Night Raw reviews. My Monday Night Raw review is now up on my channel for tonight's Raw. I do AEW Dynamite reviews, SmackDown review, premium live events for WWE and sometimes AEW. Also do movie reviews, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K updates, and I upload old school commercials on my channel. So if you're a nostalgic person, definitely come over to my channel, check it out, give me a subscribe. I do live streams as well. Datila pops up on my channel from time to time. Note, me and Datila tomorrow night we'll be doing our Bash in Berlin predictions and our predictions for NXT No Mercy. So come over to my channel. I don't know what time it's going to be because we're on different time zones, but I'll let you all know when we're going to go live and join us. So subscribe to my channel right here, Michael101591.
Awesome. Well, you guys heard we're going to be doing predictions tomorrow. We still haven't figured out the time for Bash in Berlin and NXT No Mercy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. As for myself, you can follow me on Twitter at @Datila_. Talk all things wrestling, AEW, WWE, TNA. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the occasional Saturdays and Sundays. And for all things TNA, you can check me out on Body Slam every Thursday as I talk about the weekly show. For those of you that know, or for those that don't know, I went to Power Morphicon this weekend, so I can mention all about Power Rangers. I did record some panels, well, more like 2 panels. So I am in the process of uploading them. The Red Ranger panel should be out tomorrow. Unfortunately, the first half got deleted, so it's only the last 20 minutes. On Wednesday, because Wednesday is the actual 31st anniversary of Power Rangers, I'm going to release the Red Ranger morph from the Red Ranger panel, because you can't see it in the video. I'm just letting you guys know. And then on Thursday, the Pink Ranger panel should be up, if not by Friday, and then on Thursday, depending on how quickly I can edit the stuff, the Cosmic Fury full morph video should be out and stuff. And then next week I should release the highlights and hopefully my vlog for Empower Morphicon, because I did go on the field trip on Thursday where I went to the different filming locations. So you guys want to check that out. Yeah, but with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on Michael's channel for predictions.
And thank you so much for having me on, Datila.
Of course. And I'll see you guys here Wednesday after AEW Dynamite. Bye.
Bye, guys.